Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Today we have randomed Samson, which works for me. Samson has Bloody Lust, which when you take damage, gives you a damage up for the rest of the floor. This is not hugely useful, unless you have a ton of soul hearts, or for, goat head or whatever, and can take red heart damage. And since we don't even have the first floor this run, where we can take damage and not care, we don't even get it for the first floor. Unless, of course, I get hit, which would be unfortunate because it loses me the majority of my Devil Room chance. But that's cool. We'll just not get hit. Life will be good. Cool it. See? Cooled. So the plus side of this XL floor is we do get 2 item rooms that don't cost a key because it's the first floor. Downside, we lose a shop, we lose a devil room we could have teleported to. But it's rare that you get the first devil room, and it's rare that you get the first shop because you don't get that much money on the first floor most of the time. So we only get 1 curse room, we can't take damage as Samson. Those are the 2 real downsides. First curse room super great because you don't usually have to care about going in. Unless you're like, Judas and die if you try to go in. That's like the real one. Okay, I'm just gonna shoot all these poops, get that done. That bomb handled that all anyway. This is not a good room for not being able to get hit necessarily. Because of that ring, the halo of flies, I think it's actually called. It's because those dudes are jerks. Found the boss. I would really like to find the item rooms. I would say that would be perhaps my priority. So that would be real nice. Come on, buddy. Because I want to have the easiest time I can on the bosses. Not just find them fast, fight them. Hope that I do the normal thing and no-hit them even regardless of my items. So just kite this guy around for a little while, everything worked out. Awesome. Now would be a good time for a tinted rock. So both item rooms are going to be somewhere up here. This is really bad. Ah, went barely too high. To be fair, rooms like this, often the thin rooms are just kind of not good rooms, where it's near impossible or impossible to avoid damage. That one was totally possible, but it's still a bad luck room. So you get up to 6 separate damage ups from Bloody Lust, by the way, per floor. And then it resets when you get to a new floor. Alright, all of my bombs have 8 more explosions around them. In a cross pattern, 2 in each direction. And it gives me 5 bombs, of course. And chocolate milk is really good, as it will allow me to charge my tears. Optimal damage for it is just charging it up to about your fire rate and letting go that often, So I can go to the curse room now because I took floor damage. So that's cool. I have half a black heart that I can use to kill stuff if I really want. Just get back to full health and get out of here and cry. So for the purposes of blowing stuff up, it does count as blowing stuff up with multiple bombs at the same time. If you, for example, want to blow up want to blow up blue fires, purple fires, you can get the multiple soul hearts at once bug, exploit, whatever, very easily and consistently. Because you're hitting with, generally, I want to say, 5-6 explosions on the one you're right next to. So that's cool. That actually worked. So It also means you're hitting with multiple bombs on the same enemy if you want to bomb an enemy. Pretty much insta-kills a lot of bosses that are early enough or low enough health for other reasons. So we didn't get the double rune. This is 7 coins though, so we do want to go to the shop since we have 15. And you can see that chocolate milk made pretty short work of things. Real good item. So what do we have? I will get the key, because I have far more bombs than keys. So I could get the Bible, or I could not. Could also get the champion belt. I don't think it's worth it anymore, because it also seems to mean more champion bosses, which just completely offsets the 1 damage up. It's 1 damage up and more champions spawn. It's great if you're just getting champion enemies, because that just means lots more drops. They're a little tougher, but the damage is enough to make it like still kind of disadvantageous, but kind of worth it at the same time, especially if you also have good damage. So then it's less of a big deal. Okay. Sure. I guess I'll still do it. So it seems to mean more champion bosses as well, since at least Afterbirth. Maybe it was a patch in Afterbirth, I don't remember at this point. I think it was just Afterbirth though. And that means a lot more unfair bosses, basically. Or just really difficult ones. But it's more likely that you get unfair situations with it because you get stuff like double cage and whatnot. So it's just not worth it, basically. In my opinion. So, what are you gonna do? Not take it. Easy answer. Okay, so it's just Caves 1. Not XL or anything, we good. Found us an item room. Oh, I didn't quite charge for long enough. It was like frames shy. Stop. Stop. Just stop. I hate you. It's cool. Oh boy, scatter bombs. So now my bombs explode into mini bombs that have smaller blast radiuses, less damage. Sorry, radii. Anyway. And just, you know, they're not super useful, but they are useful anyway. Yeah, I would really like to get... Oh, interesting. Only the base bomb gets the stuff. So Deep Pockets lets me hold 2, like, usable pickups. So, like, 2 bombs, 2 pills, 1 of each. It's pretty useful. But it's not as good as, sure. I figured that was going to be the secret room from the room to the right of it. Anyway, it's not as good as, say, starter deck in 99% of situations, because you can still get pill drops, which are just generally pretty bad. But if you have a good pill pool, then you'd rather have Deep Pockets. It's unlikely I'll find out, however. So I would prefer starter deck. But I'll just hold 2 cards and it'll be like nothing ever happened. Except sometimes I get pills and wonder why my starter deck isn't working. So one cool thing I can do is I can place bombs not quite in the right spot for a normal attack and get away with it. Oops, that was close. This is whenever I have, well, whenever a rock gets broken, it drops money. So this means I get as much money as I want in this run, pretty much, since I can blow up a ton of rocks in a very small amount of bombs. So that's great. For now, until I find a better trinket and get rid of it. But we'll see when that happens. So I'm better off using bombs not to have the boss swallow them. But when it swallows a mini bomb, that's great. Because that's gonna do more damage as swallowed than it would do normally. Drops half red hearts every couple rooms. Why did I think it was on that side exactly? Alright, this was guaranteed. And I've already been there. So, forgot that floor took quite a while, so I just didn't really realize that I'd already been there. I was like, oh yeah, devil room. But no, that was still just the first devil room. Crazy. Chest drop. Has a key, that's good. Okay, I like this. Unlimited keys for the floor, and I can double play this guy and serve a double purpose. I get something from him. Doubled invincibility frames from getting hit. Cool. May as well also get this and this. Both of them drop soul hearts. What are the odds? Since I can triple play, get another payout, and then I'll leave. So, what did I get? Forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, the double purpose there was, of course, that I got a chance at like items and things, and I also got the ability to get some Bloody Lust activations. And since all that health is there and I got all of it out, oops. It's kind of hard to double and triple play, honestly, but how much does it matter? I've maxed out Bloody Lust for this floor. And after this one, it'll probably pay out with an item. There's some good items that he can give, so I may as well. But you'll see that I can fire some pretty large tiers. They'll do quite a good amount of damage. Demon Baby is not what I was hoping for. Okay. Whoa, buddy. Okay, so I've got 2 Wheel of Fortune cards. Cool. So Demon Baby automatically shoots the stuff that's close enough to it. And it has a high fire rate but low range. It's not super good. And since it'll attack stuff like boom flies, it's the kind of stuff I don't like having it. Because it just means that I'm more likely to get blown up by something I don't want to get blown up by. Alright, so it was dead, but we kind of took pretty good advantage of it. Okay. Can't get down to a heart right now, 1 or less, since I already blew up both of the machines looking for red hearts, as well as getting a payout from the guy. Still, not a huge deal because everything is going swimmingly. Sadly, what I don't like about Samson is that on a floor where I do get the bonus damage, I feel terrible the next floor when my damage sucks again. So, I could have gone back for the Lucky Rock before blowing all those rocks up, but I'm fine for money. I don't really need to. That's the only thing. Nice, a luck up. They won't be lucky from the Lucky Rock, by the way. They can only be regular pennies. So that's another reason it doesn't matter. 1.5 damage up. My tiers are now nails. More knockback. So sure, this drops a pill and identifies all pills. It means that they can only be good or neutral. There are simply a lot of bad neutral pills. But on the plus side, I can now look... Why did I think that they all went down in this room? I can now look at pills. and be like, oh yeah, this is good. Hello. Goodbye. Health up and Krampus. It's fine because I like 5-shot him. Lump of coal increases the size and damage of my tears based on the distance they've traveled. And that was from the item room. Never mind, I was going to say I don't think I've been to the item room yet, but I have. So, sure, gets me the chest and the tinted rock. I got blown up around the corner. I did not plan for that. Plus side is, I gained some damage for it. Alright, that was a little confident. This dude shoots my tears, my tear effects, but only the tear effects that keep my tears as tears. And evidently uses its own fire rate, but it doesn't have chocolate milk. Because I guess that would break the fire rate that it uses normally. But it'll shoot my base tears rather than my no-charge chocolate milk tears, which is the good news. It's a solid item. Might not be my choice familiar, but it's also a familiar that I'm totally willing to take in general. Okay. Just getting some of these in. Lump of coal makes it a lot more useful without charging, since the damage at distance is actually pretty strong. So even multiple explosions were not strong enough for that one. Still don't have a use item. Interesting you point that out. Can't say I mind. Hey, buddy. Gonna go to the curse room. Can actually probably get in and out, checking the chest and everything, in time to still have invincibility and not get hit again. But I didn't think of that, so I didn't go for it. Right, of course it's going to be a half heart. I have little Chad. Almost reacted in time. Not a huge deal. Shop has the car battery, which is an easy purchase, even if I don't get to, put it to use yet. But the car battery makes it so that when I use a use item, it activates twice. So number one, significantly reduces my range, but significantly increases my fire rate, so that just means better charge time overall. And I'm totally good with that. Which I had better be since I'm stuck with it. But it'll conform to my playstyle pretty decently anyway. Happy to be fast and furious. As you can see, adversary went down immediately. Pretty much thanks to that. So I do have 5 cents, so we can get an arcade here. So that's pretty neat. Oopsie. Oh no, I've been hit. This could only serve to make me upset and sad and weaker mentally. Have the mental fortitude of a 2-year-old. So that has thrown me completely for a loop. I will be crying for hours, but I will forget why within seconds. Okay. All good here. This will be easy enough. Excellent. Problem, I can't see the map. I don't know where I'm going. Sadly, I don't have Blackheart available to just be thrown away for the purposes of completing this room. Fortunately, it was really easy. Okay, per throw. That is a better thing to carry around than a second Wheel of Fortune. Much as I wanted to use the Wheel of Fortune. It's just one extra item in the chest. Whereas per throw means a whole 5 in this case, because I get to reroll, well, up to 5. So, item room, where are you? Do want to check that out. That knockback's strong. I'll just buy the soul heart because I need it at the moment. See what you got. Right, forgot about them. That's pretty useful, even if it's not, like, quite what I necessarily would have wanted. Let's check it. Well, I got the key back, at least. I can't go in here yet because I haven't found the item room, which is quite sad. The chance that I would have made boss rush is pretty much 0, though, so it's not a huge thing. It's just kind of sad. I went all of these ways, right? And this was the shop? No, this was this. Okay, I'm on the search. I'm lost. But I'll find myself sooner or later. That's a lot of good soul heart luck. Like, man, what are you gonna do? Find yourself or something? Almost like... I don't know what it's almost like, but we've got a dude that shoots slowing tears now. Could be worse. Could be better pickup for the item room, though. Okay, so this way's got the boss. And so it shall be. Onward. This is gonna be fine. This is fine. This is actually good. Got the extra health. May as well find good uses for it, right? Don't need to use Lump of Coal too heavily. Gotten hit a couple times this floor, which means significant damage. I want both of these. That'll conveniently get rid of all of my health. Shouldn't, but might get me Leviathan. So Maw of the Void, 1 damage up, and if I hold shoot for long enough, I get an upside down cross on my forehead. When I let go, it does that. That does my damage at a high rate. When it kills something, chance for a black heart drop. This is 0.5 damage up, 0.7 tears up, and 2 soul hearts. Sadly, I won't be able to make much use of Maw of the Void's circle, but the damage is nice. Okay. I'll get this coin. It could be lucky. You never do know with these lucky pennies. They show up in the strangest of places. No. My aim. There we go. Because their hitbox does linger for a little bit. Which means you have a chance to kill them right when they leave. If you're on top of things. So I can always have a charge of Maw of the Void as I go through a room, at the very least. Unlimited bombs for the floor and a luck up. Not bad. Sadly, I can no longer see my cheeks for my charge amount, but it's pretty fast. Nope. Sadly, I don't have much use for luck ups. Yet. Maybe I will. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Alright, since I have the Polaroid, I don't really need invincibility, so that's 2 damage up. It's good stuff. Alright. So clearly my damage is rather good now. Range up is also pretty helpful. And if I were to pick one of these 2 things, I'm only 1/3 Guppy right now, and this gets me Leviathan. So Spirit of the Knight's Flight and Spectral Cheers, Leviathan is Flight and 2 Black Hearts. So, this is good. And now you can see the bloody nails, which are a cool effect. So I'm in there. Even if I'm not generating any black hearts, which I'd like to be. I'm trying at least. I like how, and by like I mean dislike, but it's funny how the circle does take on my tier effects, but that includes the knockback from the nails. So it's like great, but not great at the same time. So for some enemies, it's super useful. Or it doesn't matter, but for some, it's like, oh, this sucks. So BBF, bounces around, exploding when it hits stuff. It's a bomb, but it does not have most of your tier or bomb effects. It has some of them. Problem is, good choice. Well done on that teleport. Problem is, it can activate a little too soon in a room. It can explode and instantly damage you. Nothing you can do about it. Or you can just position badly, and that happens anyway. Both of these things are possible. Well, none of this is what I was hoping to see in this library, but Book of Belial something. Plus 2 damage, 12.5% Devil Room chance increase. Just for holding it. Oh, this is bad. Okay. Well, the unfortunate part, I'm in bombs for another floor, is that this is a complete dead end. It's the total wrong way. How could this happen to me? But I'll be on my way, finding the boss eventually, hopefully. Oh, sure. Good job. Thank you for dying. Did not drop a pill. I can't afford to go into the curse room. Not even a little bit. So, I won't. It's sad though, because I do quite like going into curse rooms. It's one of my hobbies. Put it on dating sites and stuff. Like, you know, I like long walks on the beach, going into curse rooms. And out of context, everyone's like, what the heck does that mean? I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. And then they don't, and everyone lives happily ever after. This is what happens every time in this totally not fantasy world. Every day, in fact. This Happens to me every day. Solid start. Aw, that one was unfortunate. So obvious death if I go to Hush. Let's try the quad room. Oh, that is unfortunate. Place a large amount of trust in quad rooms to lead me to victory. Victory being the boss location. None of you want to give me black hearts. This is so unfortunate. I need them at the moment, actually, I do. Okay, so the nice thing here is I have lots of knockback, so I can pretty much stop their charges like dead. Minus side is that I didn't get any black hearts because I didn't get to use the thing. Well, that was my own fault, and that was totally dumb. So I'll just use this and cry. Okay, I get it. See, they can do that attack from any distance. And if you're not already moving, or just really lucky, sometimes you're just dead. Fortunately, I have flight, so part of the risk is completely averted by not being able to be hit by the blood that they leave. But the rest of it's still there. If I died to BBF, it'd be sad. You're all nerds. Can't even go in there. My hobby is so wasted right now. Okay, it's cool. We can like totally not hang out. And that would be great. So this is an easy room. But it's also big targets for BBF to wreck me with. And it's also kind of easy to mess up, but I didn't. So yay, and stuff. And stuff. However, this room, small chance of unfair death, large chance of stupid mistake. Or that. Large chance of that. Unfortunate since we had a bunch of potential for the chest. But what are you gonna do? That was a tight squeeze. I almost had it right, positioning wise. But not today. Still, it was an okay run. It was fun while it lasted. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.